so much for joining us. We are very excited to say that our guest this evening is going to be Olly Murs to talk all about his brilliant new album, Marry Me. If you're new to the Record Club, we're going to be spending the next half an hour talking to Olly all about the new record, and then we're going to be putting forward some of your questions about the album for him to answer. So if there's anything that you'd like to know, whether it's about a certain song, maybe the artwork, or a particular lyric that you've enjoyed, make sure to drop us a question in the comment section below, because I'm going to be asking a selection of them in the second half of our chat. And on top of that, one lucky person who sends in a question today will be randomly selected to win a pair of Bowers Wilkins PX7 over-ear noise-cancelling headphones. It's a wicked prize. I'm wearing them now. The album sounds great in it. Don't miss out. Make sure to get your question in. I also have the new record here in my hand. If you haven't already got yourself a copy, we thoroughly recommend you order one once the chat is over from your local record store. Support your local. And let's get into it, shall we? Let's get straight into the Record Club with Olly Murs. Welcome along.
Hi, Jess. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good, thank you. Thank you.
I noticed you had the album as well.
Oh, of course, yeah. I mean, I'm actually in this little back office in Kingston. I'm just signing loads of albums at the moment. So loads of fans have asked me to personally sign them. So yeah, I'm just doing loads today. Right.
Is that like the homework tonight?
It is, yeah. No, I've been doing it all day. I've been here since about 1 o'clock, 12:30. So we're going to be here till this evening. So I'm just literally flying through everything and getting as many signed as possible because it's been such a stressful week. So.
Oh my God, yeah, I can imagine. Release week.
Yeah. I feel like a big kid again. I feel like it's my first record. Feels weird. Feels like that excitement and buzz again of having an album out. It's quite nice. Yeah, it's good.
Are you putting like kisses, or are you putting like a smiley face, or like are you leaving little messages for people?
Well, these are personalized messages, so I write whatever the fans want. So it could be anything. I mean, I've had everything.
Have you had some weird requests?
Yeah, I don't even know what I can say or not say on this. Yeah,
private ones.
I think me and Amelia broke up about 25 times in these messages. They're like, because it's like, to Tracy. She's wrote this to me, but it'd be like, to Tracy, you know, I never wanted Amelia. I always wanted you. Love, Olly. So I've signed about 5, but it must be hundreds of basically like dump messages to Amelia without her realising it, basically.
That is so funny because obviously it's so cheeky because the album's called Marry Me. So.
Yeah. I know, it's bad, but it's for the fans and they can have whatever they want. That was part of the deal. So but nah, it's fantastic. I really enjoy doing them, to be honest. It's making me smile. So
I love that. And well, I mean, you said that it feels like your first record because it's been a little while, hasn't it? I mean, you're on track for #1 this Friday. Am I right in saying that? Is that like?
Oh, we're so close. It's been a really good week so far. We've been in the lead since Friday when we released. But you know, Taylor Swift and obviously Cliff Richard have got 2 great records out as well. So it's a bit of a battle. But yeah, we're nearly there. We've got 2 more days left. So I'm pulling out all the stops if I can, and like I said, signing as many personalised albums for people, and we'd love to get it to #1. I feel like it's an album that, you know, if I wasn't that bothered, I wouldn't be doing all this. I truly believe it's a great album, and for my fans, I'm just really would love to have a #1. So fingers crossed.
How are you going to celebrate? What's the plan on Friday?
You know what? I've got no time to celebrate. I'm actually heading up to Manchester to film The Voice. So I'll probably celebrate it in the red chair if I do with Sir Tom. He'll be with me. So
I mean, that's not bad company, is it?
Yeah, I'll probably be celebrating it with Tom Jones whilst working. But you know what? It'd be worth it. You know, it's been such a. I mean, I don't even want to talk about it yet because I'm not even that confident we're going to do it yet. But you know, it's a good battle though. I mean, I'm enjoying it. So yeah, it's got the cogs moving this week.
And obviously it's inspired by your partner, now fiance, Amelia. Was she the first person that you showed the like finished product, or maybe even the demos? Did you share the demos with her first?
Yeah, all of them. Yeah, I mean, I'd come home after a writing session and be like, "Oh, I've wrote this song. What do you think?" And then she'd be sat there like, like she was part of a record label. She'd be like, "Right, yeah, play that again." And no, she really enjoyed it. I think that process. She said to me she's never had that before. Where like I'd come like an album that's going to come out that it isn't dedicated to her in a sense. It's kind of like there's parts of her in it, and it's more like me going, look, like marry me, come on, like I'm a catch. Don't leave me, stay. Here's what I can do. So just to have little moments of her and little nuggets of her in all the songs is really lovely. And yeah, she heard all the demos and she was quite critical on some of them, and she really helped as well on some.
Yeah, were there any changes that were made because of her?
So many, yeah, so many changes. She was like, "Oh, it's really loud in that part, and I don't really like the guitar here, and the piano's really like." And I was just like, "It's just a demo, babe. It's not the real song. It's not the finished song." But no, she was really lovely, and there was a couple of songs that I played her that never made the record that she didn't like. So I really valued her opinion, and I think I hope she's like I gather from talking to her that she's loving. Well, I know she loves the album, but I suppose you'd have to ask her as well how she feels about having songs written about her. It's quite a personal thing, isn't it? And then not only am I writing songs about her, but I'm also putting it on an album that's going to be out there to all my fans to listen to. It's I don't know. Do you know what I mean? It's quite a personal thing, but I think she's enjoying it anyway. She's loving the album.
I feel like sharing it with her in the lead up to the release is probably the most special. You guys are going to have it, and then after that it's like it's sort of everyone else's now, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we had a moment, Let Me Just Say, which is the final track on the album, which is my favourite song. It's a real personal song about Amelia and myself, and that moment at a wedding when you're just about to have your first dance, and there's this, we really try and captured that in a song. And I only played it to her recently in the car. I just said, I've got to play it to you now because it's going to be out in a week, and I've been really scared about playing it to her because it's quite an emotional song. So that was nice. So yeah, like you just said, it's nice we had that moment now. We've had the 2 years before it coming out, and she's probably bored of it now. She's like, oh yeah, I've heard this song 100 times.
It's not even got the chart position yet, but now she's bored of it already. But no, it's going to take on so many different meanings, I reckon, for her as well. Which song actually transformed the most from start to finish on this album?
Oh, good question. I would probably say "Do Me Like That." Actually, you know what? Do you know what? No, I'm wrong. Sorry. I'd say 25. Actually, 25 was the biggest change because from a demo it always sounded great, but then when Mike Batt did the string arrangement on it, and when it got done at Made a Vow, and it just kind of like it just went from like this small little demo that had a really good vocal on it with really nice production, but then the strings just elevated it to like another level. It just made it feel really anthemic and huge and like this massive song. So yeah, 25 was probably the one that for me just kind of catapulted, and it made me feel something when I listened to it. When the demo, although it had feeling, it just didn't. I don't know, something was missing, and then strings came in and it went to the next level.
Will you have strings on tour for it?
I won't unfortunately, no. I've never had a string quartet on tour. I mean, it's only because from a cost perspective, it's great to have them on tour, but then you'd have to have them on every song.
Yeah, that's true.
Otherwise, it'd be pointless because for maybe for 2 or 3 songs there's strings, but I think we had strings on "Marry Me." No, strings were on 25, "Best Night of Your Life," and "Let Me Just Say." So we've only really got strings on 3 songs. So you just have them there for free. They just walk on hi. Hi.
Like a whole group of people as well, a horde of people.
All right. Bye. It'd be like, I mean, I would love to have them on tour, but I'm sure my team would be like, it's a lot of money just to have 3 people just.
Olly the diva, yeah.
Yeah.
Strings.
But no, I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm not. I suppose if you had a band like the White Buble would have like a proper big band style. I mean, yeah, you'd have strings on everything, but yeah, they're incredible. And what they brought to the album was massive. So yeah, it was great.
Were you tempted to get a feature on the record? Or if not, then who would you have liked to get on the record?
You know what? Tempted to get people on the record, and thought about it, spoke to a few people about it, but in the end, actually, what we came down to, the fact it's the first album I've ever done that it's just me, my vocal and me, and that was something a bit special about that. Like, I always felt like every time I released a song, there was like, and yeah, I'm gonna drop names now, but when like my last album, I had Snoop Doggy Dogg did the song, and it was written by Ed Sheeran, and then on the previous album it was we had Shaggy. So I've got another song with Shaggy that I did. I've done a song with Travie McCoy. I've done one with Flo Rida. I've done Demi Lovato. There's different Rizzle kicks. There's so many over the years, and I was always like, it'd be nice to have an album that's just me. So it's the first album with just me, and who knows, there might be a feature at some point. I always felt like if we were going to do anything, we would do it after the album's out, to give the fans something fresh and different.
Yeah.
No, it's not a never say never, but at the moment it's just me.
I can see that there's some questions coming through. Remember, you can get your question to us, so just drop a comment. And we'll get to it in just a minute. Was there a surprising fan favorite when you dropped the album? Because sometimes I feel like after you drop it, you realize that you're getting a lot of feedback on a particular track that you weren't sure was gonna pop off.
No, I mean, the one that was popping off was I Hate You When You're Drunk, but obviously the reaction to that on social media from the other side wasn't great. So, but that's become a fan favorite with all my fans.
It's so catchy.
No, thank you. Yeah, it's such a great song, but I couldn't believe the reaction to it, to be honest. It wasn't written in that way, and how it was perceived. I think when you hear a song and you know the artist, you can see. I think you can, if a certain artist, when a certain artist releases a song, you can think, oh, you can take it that way. But I think when people see me as an artist, they see someone who does fun music with lots of energy. It's cheeky. And it's just a good pop music. So I felt like I Hate You When You're Drunk, what was taken the wrong way, because when you read it in context, yeah, it can read in a certain way, but actually how it was performed and how it was written was not in that way. So that for me was the one song that I didn't expect the reaction that it had. I know it's a different to what you were saying in the question, but I didn't.
It started a conversation though, hasn't it?
It has, but it really I'm still a bit in shock, to be honest, because I'm really not the character that they're trying to perceive that I am, which was probably the most hurtful thing from the whole thing, was that I'm really not a misogynist, and I'm really not that type of person, and I think people know that, but we live in a world now where social media is open to everyone to having an opinion, and sometimes the media get it right and sometimes they get it wrong by writing some of the things they write, because genuinely I'm not that type of person, and I'd like to think that if I had that, I'd like them to think that when I played the song to get the facts really, to get the facts of the song before you write about it, is knowing that the song was written eight years ago by the producer, and that I got the song and felt like it was a really relatable subject for me in my life at this point. And actually that the song isn't about Amelia. It's not even about a she or a he. It's just a relatable song of people when they're out drinking. And let's be honest, everyone has been on a night out and the next morning have said to their friends or partners or people around them, like, oh my God, I hate you when you're drunk. So that was all it was.
Do you reckon there's a part of it though that goes, because you don't like being told that, so you're like, oh.
Yeah, of course.
It's like maybe it's this time of year as well. It's like
No, I agree.
parties.
What I hate myself sometimes when I've been drunk. Hence why at the start of the year, I said to myself, I'm not going to drink for a whole year. So I've had a whole year of no booze, and it was a New Year's resolution that I gave to myself. And it was purely on the basis that my friends had videos of me last year when I was out drinking and going out, or from years ago, and I just was like, oh my God, I'm such a bad drunk.
Ollie, we're going to need to see these videos, but maybe in a minute, because I do have to hit the questions.
Yeah, go on.
Jenny on the Record Club's Insta says, what is your favourite song on the album? Well, I think we touched on that. And what was your favourite song to write?
Okay, so yeah, let me just say my favourite song on the album has to be, I would say my favourite song to write was Go Ghost, actually. I don't know, something about that song when we did it. We had so much fun in the studio. We were bopping along because every time we wrote a song, it was every 3 or 4 months. So we might not see, me and David and Jess didn't see each other for like 3 or 4 months, and then we'd catch up, and then we'd listen to the charts. We'd be like, oh, what sort of song can we do today? What's the feel right now? What's everyone loving? And we would just like play with ideas, and Go Ghost was just one of them songs.
I always thought ghosting was when you went off someone though, and you like went silent on them.
Yeah, well, this is like the flip to it. So it's basically me telling people, now that I've met the person that I love, I'm going ghost.
Yeah,
so you're
off the market.
Try to contact me, I'm not here. I'm gone. You know.
Kaylee Hale on Ollie's page says, how long did it take to write the album?
It took between now at this present, probably about 20 months, 18 months, 20 months, something like that. So I got Die of a Broken Heart in August 2020.
Oh my God, yeah.
So I recorded it in 2020, and so I've had that song a long time. So I was so excited for that to come out, and then that kind of spearheaded the album. That's when we started writing it. Yeah.
When it kicked off. Marcus on the Record Club's Facebook page says, at what point in the songwriting process did you know the album was going to be centered around Amelia and your relationship?
Well, it wasn't really. I think what Amelia done was inspire me in the studio. So I knew from the moment I walked in there that I was like, I know that I'm going to be writing from a really fun, happy place, because of my life. I'm so happy, and I'm really, don't get me wrong, me and Amelia aren't always perfect. We have our arguments, but I'm just so happy with how I've met this lovely woman. So I think all them stories and them ideas came out of a really excitable, fun place. So I knew I was in the right headspace to write an album. But then when I met David and Jess, that's when, like, all of a sudden there's 2 people in the studio that get me as well, and I love their enthusiasm and their energy, and then we just kind of like, boom, it just kind of, yeah, it just excelled, and we had so much fun doing it. So
Adam on the Record Club's Instagram says, what's your favorite song to perform live?
Oh, my favorite song ever is got to be Dance Me Tonight. I never get bored of it, and I tell you why I never get bored of it, because when I'm on stage over the years, from the moment I sang it in 2011, when it came out in 2011, which makes me feel very old, to even now at 2023, when I did it recently at a radio gig, everyone from all different generations love it. So it's a song that your nan can dance to, but then it's a song that kids love. So every age group just love this song, and I think your biggest dream as an artist is to write a song that stands the test of time, and a song that lasts. And I sort of feel like with that song particularly, I just feel like I'm probably going to be singing that for the rest of my life, and I'm very proud of it. And I know that in 10 years' time, I might be doing it again, and I might be singing it again. It's sort of my song.
We'll still be singing all the words as well.
Exactly, yeah.
Becky on Ollie's page says, if you could duet with anyone dead or alive, who would you choose and why?
Oh, if I was dead or alive, who would I pick and why? A duet. Oh, it's a tricky one.
Does this take you back to your X Factor days? Where
you know what? I've been very lucky.
That duet.
if I could have done something with someone, it would have been. And he's still alive, Stevie Wonder. Only because I love Superstition. This is going to sound really like I'm such a diva, but however you want to call it. But I've sung with Robbie Williams, who I always wanted to perform with. I've sung with Madness, which is a band that I absolutely adore and love. So it's amazing to perform with them. I've basically met a lot of my idols and got a chance to meet them all, really. Justin Timberlake, people like that. But the one person I've never met is Stevie Wonder. So that's the one person that if I could sing Superstition, a song that made my career, made my life, changed it overnight like that. If I could do any song with someone, it would be Stevie. Yeah, I mean, that would just be like life made. Yeah.
Stevie, if you're listening.
Yeah, I mean, Stevie.
The request is out there.
One day, let me. But by the way, I could say to you, he's such an incredible artist, one of the best artists. Well, he's up there for me, one of the best artists ever. And that song Superstition, yeah, like I said before, is just like it's mad how much that changed my life. It's mad.
That would be unreal. I'm here for it. I want that to happen.
I mean, I'm not being funny. He's such a great singer. I'd probably be pooping myself because he's so.
Kelly on Olly's page says, my question is, if you can change anything about the album, what would you change? P.S. I don't think anything needs to be changed.
Thanks.
Very diplomatic.
I could change anything. That's a really good question. I don't think I would. I can't because I spent so much time with this album, Jess. Yeah, I don't think I could change anything. No, I'm really
get Stevie on there. That would be the dream.
Oh yeah, I mean that would have been a dream. Yeah, I mean, no, you know what? I wouldn't have changed it for the world. I've done the best I can. I've done the best album I could possibly do for my fans right now in my life, and I honestly believe it's the best album that I've done. I really do, from top to bottom. Like, don't get me wrong. In the past, I've done great albums that had great songs on that were big hits. But this album as a body of work from track 1 to 11 is, I think, just a really fantastic album. So I wouldn't change it.
And we have Natalie on Olly's page who says...
Sorry. The only thing I might have changed is proposing after the album came out.
Oh, really? No, you can't have an album called Marry Me and then she would know.
I know, that's that. I know. By the way, I'm just messing. I'm just. You know, when you say something, you think that's a really stupid thing to say. Sorry, bye.
We've got one more question.
Is that it? Come on.
No, Natalie says, how difficult is it going to be choosing a set list for the tour?
You know what? It is going to be tough. But you know what? That's a great thing for an artist when you get to a point in your career where you've got loads of different songs to pick. One thing I will say is there'll always be the hits on any of my tours. I'm not one of these artists that won't ever play them. I absolutely love all the old songs that I've done. So it is going to be hard fitting the new album on it. But hey, we just make the show a bit longer. And I want the fans to hear all these songs in live at the O2. It would just be something really special for me. So yeah, we'll try and make it work.
Yeah, here for the bangers.
Yeah.
Olly, that's actually, so you can actually leave now. That's all we had time for. Yeah, sorry.
For like another couple of hours.
I know. I mean, I've been listening to this like on loop, but yeah, that's all we have time for today. So thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to treat yourself to a physical copy from your local record store of Marry Me. And also, I'm excited to announce before we go that the winner of this week's Bowers Wilkins wireless headphone prize is Kaylee Hale on Olly's page. So,
yeah, Kaylee.
Yes, Kaylee. Please slide into the Record Club's DMs and we'll get those headphones to you. Thank you everyone for joining us. My name's Jess Iszatt. Our next guest is going to be announced on the Record Club social media very soon, so make sure you're following us. And of course, all previous episodes are available to watch back on our YouTube channel. Olly Murs, thank you so much for joining us.
Jess, so lovely to talk to you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Big love.